there are so many different laws and regulations in India, and all these are required for better running of the country. Now, according to changing times, we need to make new laws or amend the older ones. But how do we do it? Do we just come up with a new law? Not really. We have to make sure that the new law is in accordance with the constitution. And how do the lawmakers make sure that the laws which they are making are in accordance with the constitution? Well, constitution has a particular section for that. It's called the Directive Principles of State Policy. So, Directive Principles of State Policy help the lawmakers to make laws. So, what are directive principles? Well, the guiding principles which help in formation of policies are known as directive principles of state policy. So, directive principles of state policy provide some guiding principles, and on the basis of these guiding principles, laws are made in our country. So, lawmakers follow these guiding principles and then they make or amend laws. Now, for example, you and your friend both answered a question, and both of you covered the same points and in similar manner, but your friend got A plus while you got B plus. Is it fair? It isn't. If you have answered the same question in the same manner and covered the same points, then definitely both of you will get same number of marks, isn't it? So, what exactly happened here? Unfair practice. It was not fair to give you less marks and give your friend more marks. Similarly, in our country too, we are all citizens of the same country, and as a result, we have same rights, and directive principles make sure that this happens. So, whenever a law is made, it is mentioned in the directive principles that the law should keep in mind that all the citizens are equal. It says that all Indian citizens, men and women, have an equal right to work in order to earn their living. So, if any law is made which pertains to any of these points, then the lawmakers need to make sure that the law is in accordance with this particular statement. That is, all Indian citizens, men and women, have an equal right to work in order to earn their living. And that's why when you go to an office, you see men and women both are working in the same office, isn't it? Even at your school, there are male teachers and female teachers because all have equal rights. Also, there should be equal pay for equal work for both men and women. So, this is also an important point which has been mentioned in the directive principles. So, it says that equal pay for equal work. So, whether it is a man or a woman, if both of them are performing equal work, then they should get equal pay. Directive principles of state policy also mentions that help should be given to the people who are old, sick, challenged, unemployed, or in any other serious need. So, you must have seen many students in our schools too are physically challenged. So, they need some additional help. Also, you must have seen in many public places or in many offices that there are some people who are physically challenged, or they are sick, or there are also people who are unemployed. So, they need help from the society or from the government. So, directive principles of state policy mentions that help should be given to such people. So, whenever any law is made, such people are taken into account and laws are accordingly amended or made so that they get special help because they are challenged in some or the other way. Now, you must have seen that ration is provided at a cheap rate to the poor people so that they can get their basic food supply. Now, this is done by the government. Why is it done? Because there are many people in our society who are not as fortunate as us. They don't have enough sources of income, and as a result, there are situations when they are not able to buy proper food for themselves. So they may go hungry, right? So our country has a responsibility towards them too. And that's why our government provides ration at cheap rate to the poor people. Also, there are different camps organized. For example, blood donation camps and free eye checkup camp. Also, there are public toilets at all the different public places in our country, and all this is done by the government of India, because directive principle states that Indian citizens require all these things. So which part of directive principles covers this? Well, directive principles mention that nutrition and public health for Indian citizens should be improved, and that is why government makes different laws and launches different schemes so that nutrition and public health of citizens of India is taken care of. So directive principles make sure that whenever a law is made or a scheme is launched, these things are kept in mind by the lawmakers. Apart from that, directive principles also make sure that all the sections of the society get proper education. So it mentions that free and compulsory education should be provided to all children up to the age of 14 years. So there are many children who are from poor backgrounds or poor economic backgrounds. So affording education is very difficult for them. So there are different laws and schemes according to which they can get free education. So children up to age of 14 years are eligible to get free education under the government of India. So free education is provided up to the age of 10 years, 20 years, 14 years or 15 years. What do you think? Well, it is 14 years in case of India. Now, apart from that, the directive principles also mention that help should be given to the weaker and backward sections of the society so that they improve educationally and economically. So you see, the weaker and backward sections of the society, they do not have enough means to get education or get enough work for themselves. So directive principles of state policy make sure that whenever a law is made, they are kept in mind. That is, weaker and backward sections are kept in mind whenever a law is made or a scheme is launched. So again, directive principles of state policy make sure that the lawmakers have these things in mind when they make a law or they launch a scheme. So educational help and economical help is given to weaker and backward sections of the society because the directive principle states so. Another very important point which the directive principles cover is that the environment, forests and wildlife of the country should be protected and improved. So the environment, forest and wildlife is very important for our country. In fact, for the entire earth. If you don't have the forest and different animals, then the entire environment will break down. So they are a very important part of the entire chain and they need to be preserved and protected because they are also part of our country, and our country is defined also by all these natural things which we have. So it's very important that the environment, forests and wildlife of the country is protected and improved. So directive principles mention this point too. So whenever laws are made, then even they are kept in mind. That is, if required, new laws are to be made so that environment, forest and wildlife are also taken care of. Another important point which the directive principles cover is monuments, places and objects of historic or artistic interest should be protected. So you see, different monuments and objects of historic and artistic interest need to be protected because these represent our rich culture and heritage. So without them, we don't have a history, we don't have a heritage, we don't have a culture. These all represent our rich culture and rich heritage. So they need to be protected because they are a very important part of India. In fact, when you define India, they are very important representations of the Indian culture and heritage. So it's very important that we protect them. And that is why directive principles mention that monuments, places and objects of historic or artistic interest should be protected. So there are new laws all the time so that this point is taken care of. So you see, directive principles of state policy covers some very important points so that whenever a law is made, these points are kept in mind, and if required, new laws can be made so that these points are covered. So equal rights and equal pay is a very important point which directive principles of state policy cover. Apart from that, nutrition and public health are two important points which have been covered by the directive principles of state policy. So whenever laws are made or schemes are launched, they are kept in mind. And also wildlife and forest protection, that is another important point which has been covered in the directive principles of state policy. So these are some of the important points which have been covered by the directive principles of state policy. So all the different points which have been mentioned in the directive principles of state policy, they work as guiding principles for the lawmakers. And whenever a law is made or amended, it is made or amended in accordance with the directive principles of state policy.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You also get amazing prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it's rewarding too. So register for free now.